More than 25% of adults over the age of 60 in the United States suffer from knee pain on a regular basis. That means millions of seniors wake up every morning with stiffness, swelling, and discomfort that limits their ability to move freely. And here is the shocking part. A large percentage of this pain doesn't come only from injuries or arthritis itself. It actually comes from everyday habits and lifestyle choices that silently make knee pain worse over time. Today, we are going to uncover 9 things you might be doing right now that could be making your knee pain worse. And make sure to watch this video until the very end, because the 9th factor is one of the most overlooked, yet most important when it comes to protecting your joints. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Our team works hard to bring you science-backed health information to keep you moving and living pain-free. Now, let's get started with the first thing that could be making your knee pain worse. 1. Exercising. Too much or not enough. Exercise is one of the most powerful tools we have for keeping joints healthy, but it's also one of the most common reasons knee pain becomes worse. When you exercise too much, especially with high-impact activities like running on hard surfaces, jumping, or doing deep squats with heavy weights, you put enormous stress on the knee joint. The knee is designed to handle load, but not constant pounding without rest. This can accelerate cartilage wear, worsen tendon inflammation, and even increase the risk of meniscus tears. On the other hand, not exercising at all is equally harmful. A lack of physical activity causes the muscles around the knee, especially the quadriceps and hamstrings, to weaken, which means the joint itself has to carry more pressure with every step. This imbalance can lead to more pain, stiffness, and even joint instability, which makes injuries more likely. So what's the solution? It's about finding the sweet spot between overuse and underuse. Low-impact exercises such as swimming, cycling, and walking on soft surfaces are excellent for protecting your knees while keeping them strong. Targeted strength training for the quads, hamstrings, calves, and glutes can also take the load off your knee joint. Flexibility exercises like gentle stretching and yoga can improve your joint mobility, making it easier for your knees to move without pain. And one of the most overlooked benefits of regular balanced exercise is that it helps maintain a healthy body weight, which reduces unnecessary stress on the knees. Doctors often recommend the 10% rule for exercise. Don't increase your activity levels by more than 10% per week. This gradual approach allows your muscles and joints to adapt without causing irritation or injury. So, remember, too much or too little exercise can both harm your knees. Finding the balance is the key to long-term joint health and less knee pain. 2. Consuming a pro-inflammatory diet. The food you eat every single day has a direct impact on your joints and especially your knees. That's because certain foods trigger inflammation inside the body, which is a major driver of joint pain and stiffness. This is what doctors and researchers refer to as a pro-inflammatory diet. When you eat foods that promote inflammation, your body produces higher levels of inflammatory chemicals like cytokines and prostaglandins. And when those chemicals circulate in your bloodstream, they target areas of vulnerability, such as the cartilage, tendons, and ligaments in your knees. Over time, this creates a cycle of pain, swelling, and tissue breakdown. So what exactly makes a diet pro-inflammatory? Let's start with refined carbohydrates. White bread, white rice, pastries, and sugary drinks all cause a rapid spike in blood sugar levels, which leads to increased production of inflammatory molecules. Next are processed meats, like sausages, bacon, and deli cuts. These foods contain advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, which worsen inflammation and damage collagen in your joints. Fried foods and fast food are another major culprit. They're typically cooked in oils high in omega-6 fatty acids, which push your body's balance of fats towards inflammation. Even something as common as excess red meat can worsen knee pain, because it contains high levels of saturated fat and certain compounds that promote joint inflammation. And of course, excess sugar and sugary snacks, cookies, cakes, candy, soda, all fuel systemic inflammation that worsens arthritis and cartilage breakdown. On the other hand, there are anti-inflammatory foods that can help protect your knees. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines provide omega-3 fatty acids, which are powerful natural anti-inflammatories. Fresh fruits, especially berries, are rich in antioxidants and vitamin C, which support collagen production and joint repair. Leafy greens such as spinach, kale, and broccoli are loaded with phytonutrients that reduce inflammation. And don't forget whole grains, beans, nuts, and seeds, which provide fiber and plant-based compounds that calm the body's inflammatory response. Doctors often point to the Mediterranean diet as one of the best eating plans for people with knee pain. It emphasizes fresh vegetables, whole grains, fish, olive oil, and nuts, all of which support healthy joints. Even small daily changes, like swapping out white bread for whole grain or cooking with olive oil instead of vegetable oil, can make a meaningful difference in your knee pain over time. So, if you find yourself reaching for processed snacks, sugary treats, or fried foods regularly, remember that your diet could be silently fueling your knee pain from the inside out. And the good news is, unlike some risk factors you can't change, your diet is something you have complete control over. Start with one change today, and your knees will thank you tomorrow. 3. Not taking vitamin supplements. Your knees are some of the hardest working joints in your entire body, and they rely on a steady supply of nutrients to stay strong and pain-free. But here's the issue. Most people don't get enough of the essential vitamins and minerals they need through diet alone. And when your body is running low on these nutrients, your joints, and especially your knees, are often the first place you'll notice the effects. Let us talk about a few of the most important supplements that doctors and researchers often recommend for joint health. First up is vitamin D. Vitamin D plays a critical role in bone strength, calcium absorption, and even muscle function. Without enough vitamin D, your bones can become weaker, your muscles less supportive, and your joints more vulnerable to pain. In fact, studies show that people with low vitamin D levels have a significantly higher risk of developing knee osteoarthritis. That's why many doctors recommend supplementation, especially for older adults who may not get enough sunlight exposure. Next is calcium, the building block of strong bones. Without adequate calcium, your bones can become brittle and fragile, which increases the stress placed on your knee joints. But calcium works hand in hand with vitamin D, because your body can't properly absorb calcium without enough vitamin D present. Now let's look at vitamin C. Vitamin C isn't just for your immune system, it's also essential for producing collagen, which is the main protein in your cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. When collagen production slows down, your cartilage wears out faster, leading to stiffness and pain. Adding a vitamin C supplement, or simply increasing intake through foods like citrus fruits, bell peppers, and berries, can support healthier knees. Another important nutrient is vitamin K2. It helps direct calcium into the bones where it belongs, instead of allowing it to build up in soft tissues and blood vessels. This is particularly important for seniors who are trying to protect their joint and bone health at the same time. Let's not forget about omega-3 fatty acids, often taken in supplement form as fish oil or algal oil. Omega-3s are powerful anti-inflammatory compounds that can help reduce swelling and stiffness in the knee joint. In fact, multiple studies have shown that people who take omega-3 supplements report less knee pain and greater mobility compared to those who don't. Then there's glucosamine and chondroitin, which are natural compounds found in healthy cartilage. Although research on these is mixed, many people with knee pain, especially from osteoarthritis, find relief by taking them regularly. These supplements may help slow down cartilage breakdown and provide cushioning support inside the joint. Finally, let's mention magnesium. This mineral is essential for muscle relaxation, energy production, and even nerve health. A deficiency in magnesium can cause muscle tightness and spasms, which add extra strain to your knees. The bottom line here is simple. If you're not paying attention to your nutrient intake, your knees may be suffering silently. Supplements are not a magic cure, but they can be a powerful tool in your overall strategy for reducing pain, protecting your joints, and delaying further damage. Of course, before starting any supplement, it's always best to consult with your doctor, especially if you take other medications. But one thing is clear. Ignoring your body's nutritional needs is one of the hidden ways you could be making your knee pain worse. 4. Sleeping in the wrong position. Sleep is when your body repairs itself, restores tissues, and recovers from the stress of the day. But if you're sleeping in the wrong position, your knees may actually be under constant pressure throughout the night. And instead of waking up refreshed, you wake up stiff, sore, and in even more pain. The truth is, the way you position your legs while you sleep can either relieve stress on your knee joint or make it much worse. Let's start with one of the most common mistakes: sleeping on your stomach. When you lie flat on your stomach, your legs often twist outward, putting unnecessary strain on your knees and hips. This awkward rotation can stretch the ligaments and increase discomfort, especially if you already have arthritis or cartilage damage. Another common issue is sleeping on your side without support. If you sleep on your side and your top knee falls inward, it can press against the bottom knee and cause friction between the joints. This is especially painful for people with knee bursitis or meniscus injuries, where pressure on the joint worsens inflammation. Now, what about sleeping on your back? This position can be more comfortable for the knees, but only if you provide proper support. Without it, your legs may straighten too tightly, pulling on the muscles and tendons around the knee and causing stiffness by morning. So what's the solution? Doctors and physical therapists often recommend placing a pillow between your knees if you sleep on your side. This keeps your hips, pelvis, and knees in proper alignment, reducing strain on the joints. If you prefer sleeping on your back, placing a small pillow or rolled towel under your knees can slightly bend them and reduce stress on the joint. For stomach sleepers, the best advice is often to transition to a side or back position, because stomach sleeping is the hardest on both your back and your knees. And here's another overlooked factor: your mattress and pillow quality. A mattress that's too soft may cause your body to sink and twist unnaturally, while one that's too firm can create excess pressure points. The right mattress should support spinal alignment while keeping your knees cushioned and relaxed. Even a simple knee pillow or orthopedic leg cushion can make a huge difference in reducing nighttime knee pain. Why does this matter so much? Because poor sleep doesn't just worsen your pain at night. It also reduces your body's ability to heal and manage inflammation during the day. Studies show that people with chronic pain who improve their sleep quality often experience less joint pain and better mobility overall. So if you're waking up every morning with stiff or sore knees, your sleeping position could be one of the silent culprits. Making small adjustments tonight could mean less pain and more energy tomorrow. 5. Wearing the wrong footwear to support the knee joint. Every step you take sends shockwaves from your feet all the way up to your knees. And the shoes you wear determine how much of that shock your knees have to absorb. When you wear the wrong footwear, you force your knees to work harder than they should. Over time, this extra stress can lead to pain, inflammation, and even long-term joint damage. One of the biggest culprits is shoes with poor cushioning. When the sole is too thin or too hard, your knees end up absorbing the impact of every step. This is especially harmful when walking or running on concrete and other hard surfaces. Another problem is high heels. High heels shift your weight forward, forcing your knees into an unnatural bent position. This increases pressure on the front of the knee, particularly on the patella and surrounding cartilage. For people with knee arthritis, this can make pain significantly worse. Then there are shoes with poor arch support. Flat shoes, flip-flops, or worn-out sneakers may cause your feet to roll inward or outward as you walk. This imbalance, called overpronation or supination, throws off your body's alignment and puts uneven strain on the knees. Even unsupportive slippers worn at home can gradually worsen knee pain without you realizing it. So what type of footwear is best for knee health? Experts recommend shoes with good arch support, adequate cushioning, and a stable sole. Look for walking or running shoes designed for joint protection. Many brands now offer specialized orthopedic options. In some cases, custom orthotic inserts prescribed by a podiatrist can correct imbalances and reduce stress on your knees. And here's something important: replace your shoes regularly. Even the best pair of sneakers loses cushioning and support after about 300 to 500 miles of use. If you wait too long to replace them, your knees end up paying the price. Also, remember that barefoot walking on hard surfaces isn't always healthy if you already have knee issues. Your feet may not provide enough natural shock absorption, which transfers more load to the knees. However, walking barefoot on soft surfaces like grass or sand can actually strengthen the feet and improve balance, if done in moderation. One more overlooked factor is weight distribution. Carrying extra body weight already increases knee stress, and wearing unsupportive shoes amplifies that problem. So, whether you're exercising, walking around the house, or heading to work, the footwear you choose can either protect your knees or silently make the pain worse. The bottom line: every step matters, and the right shoes can make the difference between ongoing pain and long-term relief. 6. Not taking pain. Relief for knee pain. Pain is your body's way of signaling that something is wrong. But when it comes to knee pain, ignoring it and refusing pain relief can actually make the problem worse. Some people believe they should tough it out, or that taking pain relief is a sign of weakness. Others worry about side effects and decide to avoid medication altogether. But here is the truth: untreated pain doesn't just stay the same. It often gets worse over time. When your knees hurt, you naturally change the way you walk, stand, or even sit. This is called compensatory movement, and while it may ease pain temporarily, it often causes new problems in the hips, back, or other joints. By not treating pain early, you risk entering a cycle of reduced mobility, weaker muscles, and even greater long-term joint damage. Now let's look at some of the safe and effective options for pain relief. One of the most common is acetaminophen, paracetamol, which can help reduce mild to moderate pain. Another option is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, such as ibuprofen or naproxen. These not only relieve pain, but also reduce inflammation inside the knee joint. For localized pain, topical gels and creams containing NSAIDs or cooling agents like menthol can be applied directly to the knee. Some people also benefit from corticosteroid injections, which provide stronger anti-inflammatory relief for several weeks or months. For chronic conditions like osteoarthritis, doctors may suggest hyaluronic acid injections, which lubricate the joint and reduce stiffness. Of course, medication is not the only form of pain relief. Simple remedies such as ice packs, heat therapy, and gentle stretching can also reduce pain and improve mobility. And for those who prefer a more natural approach, supplements like turmeric, curcumin, and omega-3 fatty acids have been shown to reduce inflammation and joint pain. But here's something critical. Pain relief should never replace addressing the root cause. It's a tool to help you stay active, maintain muscle strength, and prevent further complications while you and your doctor work on a long-term plan. Doctors often say, motion is lotion, but if your pain is stopping you from moving, then proper pain relief is essential to keep you active. The worst thing you can do is let pain trap you into a sedentary lifestyle, which only accelerates stiffness and weakness. So remember, using safe pain relief isn't avoiding the problem. It's helping you stay in control of it. Ignoring pain, on the other hand, is one of the easiest ways to make your knee condition worse. 7. Not being aware of the lifestyle habits that can make knee pain worse. Knee pain does not just come from injuries or arthritis. It often comes from the small lifestyle habits you repeat every single day. And if you're not aware of them, you may be unknowingly making your pain worse without realizing it. Let's start with sitting for long periods of time. When you sit too much, blood flow to your knees decreases, your muscles stiffen, and your joints lose lubrication. This leads to the classic moviegoer's knee or theater sign, stiffness and pain after sitting too long. Another habit is standing for long hours without movement. This places constant load on the knees, especially if you're overweight or standing on hard surfaces. Even small choices, like crossing your legs too often, can put uneven stress on the knee joint and worsen misalignment over time. Now let's talk about using stairs excessively when your knees are already painful. Climbing stairs requires 2 to 3 times more force than walking on level ground. For someone with arthritis or cartilage damage, that extra pressure can cause significant irritation. Another overlooked habit is lifting heavy objects incorrectly. When you bend at the waist instead of the knees and hips, you overload the joint and increase the risk of ligament strain. Even something as simple as kneeling on hard floors without protection can aggravate the joint and surrounding tissues. Posture also plays a role. Poor spinal alignment shifts weight unevenly through the hips and knees. Slouching, leaning to one side, or carrying heavy bags on one shoulder can all contribute to knee stress. And then there's weight management. Every extra pound of body weight adds about 4 pounds of pressure across the knee joint when walking. That means even a modest weight gain can significantly increase knee pain. On the flip side, losing just 10 pounds can remove up to 40 pounds of pressure from your knees with every step. Lifestyle habits also extend to things like hydration. Cartilage is made up mostly of water, and dehydration can reduce its ability to cushion and protect your knees. Even stress plays a role. Chronic stress increases inflammation in the body, which worsens joint pain. The point here is simple. Knee health is influenced by much more than just exercise or injury. Everyday choices, how you sit, stand, move, eat, and even think, all add up to either protect or harm your knees. Becoming aware of these habits is the first step toward breaking the cycle of pain. Because once you see how much lifestyle matters, you can start making small, powerful changes that reduce pain and improve mobility. 8. Not using a walking stick for knee pain. Many people avoid using a walking stick because they feel it makes them look weak or old. But the truth is, refusing to use one when you need it can make your knee pain worse. A walking stick reduces the load on your painful knee by as much as 25 to 40% with every step. It improves balance, prevents falls, and allows you to stay active without overloading the joint. The key is using it on the opposite side of the painful knee. This gives your body the best support. Think of it not as a sign of weakness, but as a smart tool to protect your knees and keep you moving safely. 9. Avoiding medical advice and support. One of the biggest mistakes people make with knee pain is avoiding medical advice. Many hope the pain will fade on its own, or they try to self-diagnose using the internet. But in reality, knee pain is often a warning sign that something inside the joint, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, or bone needs attention. And if you ignore that warning, the problem can get worse over time. Take arthritis, for example. Early on, you may only feel a little stiffness in the morning or mild soreness after activity. If you see a doctor at this stage, you may be given a treatment plan involving exercise, weight management, and possibly supplements or medication. But if you put off getting medical advice, the cartilage continues to wear down, and by the time you finally seek help, the only option left may be surgery. The same is true for injuries like meniscus tears or ligament sprains. Caught early, they can often be managed with rest, physiotherapy, or simple braces. Ignored, they can lead to chronic pain, instability, and long-term joint damage. Doctors and specialists don't just recommend surgery. They can offer scans, injections, physiotherapy, bracing, or lifestyle advice that can relieve pain and protect your knees. Even simple guidance, like learning the right stretches or which activities to avoid, can make a big difference in your recovery. And remember, not all knee pain actually comes from the knee itself. Sometimes it's caused by problems in the hips, lower back, or even poor posture. A professional can help identify the true source of the problem so you don't need to waste time treating the wrong thing. So if you've been living with knee pain for weeks or months and hoping it will disappear, don't wait. Getting medical advice early could save you from years of discomfort and even prevent the need for surgery. Instead of avoiding medical advice, take that step. Your knees will thank you for it every single day.